Thank you for staying tuned. Well, the next conversation of the day will have us diving deeper. Let's frame the issue. Now, the Niger Delta, despite producing the bulk of Nigeria's oil wealth, still struggles with energy poverty, with millions relying on kerosene, firewood, or noisy generators. Renewable energy has been described as the missing link to bridging that gap while also protecting the fragile environment. But the big questions remain. Are these projects sustainable, scalable, and truly inclusive? And our guest on the program this afternoon will help us break it down. One of our guests is a green energy advocate, Mr. Gabriel Emmanuel, who joins us live. You're welcome on the program. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
We also have joining us a CNG Expert, Mr. Evaristus Igboke. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
So when the conversation around renewable energy comes on board, a lot of people tend not to still know what it aims at achieving. I'd like us to water the ground by bringing some layman understanding to the issue of renewable energy. When we say renewable energy, what message are we trying to put across, and what does it truly aim at achieving when we look at the realities in the Niger Delta region? I'll start with you.
All right. Thank you very much for having me here. Renewable energy is energy that derives from natural resources that replenish in a high rate that it's being consumed. And we are talking about something like sunlight is one of the sources that renewable energy is being derived from.
All right. If we were to look at the potentials in the Niger Delta region now and how much we've been able to tap into solar capacity in the Niger Delta region, do you think that the message of renewable energy has really gone deep into the grassroots? How much of awareness has been created? How much has gone into getting people to truly understand the potentials of renewable energy currently?
Yeah, awesome. Definitely, it's not only Niger Delta, Nigeria in general, but specifically, Niger Delta has a lot to benefit in this regard, because recently our government just signed the MOU with the REA, that is Rural Electrification Agency. We just signed MOU of about 500 billion naira to be injected in the infrastructure of renewable energy.
Okay, when we talk about renewable energy, what particular energy is most suitable for this region, aside from solar that we started using, as in from the Niger Delta region?
Okay, there are a lot of energy that are going to be helpful aside from the solar energy. We have something like geothermal energy, which originated from the heat on the soil. That is still one of the energy that can be helpful. We have hydro energy that is generated from the water, and we have water around the Niger Delta. So that is just some of it, and there are a lot of other measures that we can be able to generate energy that is better than the fossil fuels that we are having now, which is polluting the Niger Delta region.
All right, Mr. Evaristus Igboke, I'll come to you now, and it'll still be around the realities, not just in the Niger Delta region now, but countrywide. We still experience a lot of blackouts, and a lot of stakeholders and policy formulators believe that renewable energy is the path to tow if we are truly supposed to reach that sustainability and be able to boast of 24 hours power supply in the region and across the country. So when you look at how things are currently, do you think we can reach that equity of sustainable power supply in the Niger Delta region?
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, the renewable energy has not been really, tapped, because it's a natural resources that is, in fact, is inexhaustible. Let me use that word because it's something that is within our reach. It's something that is it's a natural source that, in fact, it replenishes more than what we consume on daily basis, and that is what a lot of people don't know. If Nigerian will go into renewable energy, of course, it can be sustained because this is something we, for instance, let me digress a little and we go to CNG, for instance. That's one of the areas we are, advocating that everybody should switch into renewable energy because the carbon emission that is coming out every day, in fact, it causes a lot of environmental hazard, affecting the life of people. But if everybody switch on to renewable energy, you discover that it's going to reduce the cost of living in the nation because a lot of people are facing this hardship, trying to meet up with the high cost of fuel and all that even causes this emission. But if we switch to renewable energy, it reduces the cost of living very, very well because that is the way forward.
All right. Well, when we talk about renewable energy, you always see a lot of people associating it to climate issues. How much of it is about climate issues and how much can we tap into to truly make gains from?
Okay. Of course, there are a lot to gain from it because presently now, from what we've discovered, the cost of 1 liter of CNG now is about 350 naira against fuel that is about 900 to 1,000 naira. You can see the gap. If you go to regions where most of them are now using these natural resources, you discover that life are better there because they spend less on daily basis. So when everybody come into this sector, you discover that it will highly reduce the cost of living in Nigeria.
What do you think are those areas, affecting the penetration of renewable energy into the Niger Delta region? What is really hindering the full embracing of this renewable energy?
Number one thing I can say is publicity, because a lot of people are ignorant of what we are talking about now. And that is why we are preaching the message that everybody should know about renewable energy. In the Niger Delta area, if all of them, come up and help us preach this message, advocate, let everybody switch over to renewable energy. It will reduce a whole lot of costs, cost of living. And another thing is the climatic change that we are trying to gain. It will make it very, very easy for us to achieve that because that's the only way we can achieve that environmental green energy.
But then again, how affordable are these energy sources? Because most people might say that it's expensive, and to get like solar, you need several panels to buy, before you can get the light in your home.
Yes, by the time you sit down and do your calculations, you discover that you spend more. I have a friend that, in fact, all he uses in his house is solar throughout. It just that initial cost that is going to make it a kind of being expensive, but after that initial cost, they're going to live all the years and all that and enjoying it.
Well, reports and studies have shown that if we were to tap into the renewable energy push, we could generate over 300,000 green jobs. Let's look at the economic indices when we talk about how this is going to impact creation of jobs and cutting away of youths who are currently, being reported to be in need of sustainable employment. Do you think that this is the channel to go? I'm talking about Mr. Gabriel now. How effective would this be in crashing the unemployment rate that is being experienced?
Oh, definitely, it will go a very long way. to go a very, very long way. Because in the life of a dear Nigerian from Ogun State by name Babatunde Soyusi, he is the person that just invented the wireless wireless electric charger. You know, normally, like a country like US where they are using Texas, I think whenever you want to recharge your car, you have to go directly and plug it on the car. But we have a dear Nigerian that has gone far wide to be able to invent that, which is going to help a lot. And being the fact that this sector has not been created before, so approximately is a new sector that is being created, which approximately is going to employ a lot of people. And I believe some people already they are undergoing some training in that regard. So it's going to solve a lot of unemployment issue because with the fund, kudos to the Federal Republic of Nigeria for releasing the 500 billion naira on that regard. I think in that context, so far so good according to Punch newspaper, they said 13 states has already partnered so far with the federal government on this journey. So which approximately means that by all means, those 13 states and other states are going to join thereafter, are going to be able to create a station and a workshop to be able to educate a lot of people on that regard and create the avenue for employment. And with that, it's going to solve a lot of unemployment issues, it's going to help our environment. And here in Niger Delta, you know, for the extract of crude oil and all that stuff, some of our crops are not growing very well anymore. But with the help of this alternative measure of power and energy, it's going to help the planet, it's going to help our people are going to save a lot of money because at the result of the current fossil fuel is already affecting our planet, it's polluting our air. And with that, a lot of people are having a medical issue because of the type of air that they're inhaling, and that is causing a lot of medical issues. So by this, it's not only going to create employment, but it's going to save families a lot of money for taking their children to hospital and all that stuff.
Right, Mr. Evaristus, I'm really interested in hydropower energy because you said we are surrounded with a large body of waters. How does it work and what will it take for us to generate electricity through hydropower energy?
Eva?
Mr. Evaristus.
Mr. Evaristus.
Okay. Please take the question again. I thought you were.
I was talking to you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm talking about hydropower energy.
Okay.
What I'm really interested in is because we are surrounded with a large body of water. So how does it work and what does it take to generate electricity using hydropower?
Okay, I think that's the area we are not actually, diving into in this part of the country. I was at Niger State where we visited a hydropower station, and I saw the way the power is being generated over there. But it's something we can actually, the government can actually come into it and build that kind of hydropower that will generate electricity to augment what we have already, because the power outage we are experiencing is just because of lack of enough transmission that we are having, because they are not generating enough. But if we go into hydropower electricity, it's going to help and generate more electricity that will serve the state and the country at large.
All right, Mr. Evaristus, I'll just ask this question. Regarding the Petroleum Industry Act, which is already in motion, do you think that a portion of those funds that are, allocated to communities can be, channeled towards renewable energy, boosting of renewable energy and investment in it? Or is that too much of a stretch of the mandate of the PIA? Do you think that is too much of a stretch, or that can also be considered, considering how not very commendable the amount of interests that have been invested in renewable energy is currently?
Yeah, it can also be considered because even the PICNGYD, which is the presidential initiative on CNG gas, has invested a lot of money in there.
Okay.
So that's the gap we are trying to bridge, is just letting people know what is on board. A lot of people don't even know that such amount of money have been disbursed in the energy sector, trying to convert vehicles from petrol to CNG, which has already created a lot of jobs in the country and is still creating currently. One was just finished at a University of Uyo, where you can actually buy your CNG now in Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
You understand? So already you can imagine the number of people that are going to be employed in that sector, working in there. Then a lot of other people. It's a very broad space that you come in there, you just carve your niche and know exactly what you can do. The people are already in the importation of the kits and selling of kits and all that. Some people are into the servicing and all that. Some people are learning how to convert their vehicles. Some people are a whole lot. So in fact, it's very, very encompassing and all that. So if people will embrace it, it's going to be a paradigm shift.
All right, so we will wind down the conversation now. So I'll just ask a two-pronged question that maybe both of you will attempt. This would have to do with futuristic postulation. What do you see in the future moving forward if, let's say, we were to really tap into the renewable energy boom? Do you think that the Niger Delta region would be better off for it? When we talk about the environmental realities in the region, do you think this is the path to go towards sustainable energy practices in the Niger Delta region? You start first in there.
Of course, that's what we are, envisaging and anticipating, that if this happens, it's going to cause a lot of changes, a whole lot of changes, and the problem we are having in there now will be solved dramatically.
All right, Mr. Gabriel, your parting shot. Your parting shot on the same issue. Do you think that the future is bright if the renewable energy surge was supposed to be taken more seriously, not just in the Niger Delta region, but across the country? Do you think we'll be better off for it? Speaking futuristically now.
Yeah.
Honestly, it will be better off, and this is the best decisions that we ever make in these centuries regarding, Africa in general has always somehow been looking down in terms of development and technology and all that stuff. But Nigeria at large, tapping into this evolution is something that is going to help the entire community, the Niger Delta region. At least we will save ourselves from the noise pollution of generator and some of it. And for few of us that are able to, it's not easy to be able to manage in this economy, to manage 2 or 3 cars. With this kind of this, it would make it easy for you to maintain your cars. It will be cost saving because you're not going to change plugs all the time. So,
Exactly.
So it's going to do a whole lot for us.
All right, thank you very much, Green Energy Advocate, Mr. Gabriel Emmanuel, for coming on the program. Thank you.
Very much.
Must thank you also, Mr. Evaristus Igboke, CNG Expert. Thank you for speaking with us.
Sir.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming around.
All right, so we'll take a breather. And when we return, our next conversation will have us speaking on civic engagement. The INEC has commenced registration for new voters. How far-reaching is that, and how committed are citizens to that practice? So stay tuned.